The daughter of the richest man in the country had to replace her personal maids every 3 days because they couldn't satisfy her perverted desires. That was until she met a middle-aged woman with dark spots on her face, who seemed to have no dignity and was even willing to crawl on the ground and lick the water stains off her shoes. The heiress mocked the woman, calling her a dog, wondering how else she could be so obedient. However, the young lady did not know that the woman, who was so lowly she seemed to be part of the dirt, had come to seek revenge. It turned out that not long ago, the woman's daughter had finally managed to get into a prestigious high school, but because she had spoken a single word to the school heartthrob, the jealous young lady had brought people to block her on the rooftop and subjected her to prolonged humiliation. In the end, the girl suffered a mental breakdown and jumped off the roof. By the time the woman arrived, her obedient and sensible daughter had already passed away, while the culprit walked past her nonchalantly, as if nothing had happened. Over the years, countless victims had been sent to the hospital, but most were silenced with money. Even those who refused to accept it and wanted to appeal eventually disappeared without a trace. To avenge her daughter, the woman secured a position as a maid in a wealthy household through an interview. During the day, she was a compliant and cautious servant. At night, she shed her disguise, opened the wardrobe door in the bedroom, and revealed the plan she had been hatching over the past period. To make the arrogant young lady pay the price, the woman ultimately decided to target her single father. However, the tycoon was surrounded by beautiful women, so to catch his attention, she needed to create a sense of contrast. The black spots on her cheeks became the key to opening this relationship. That evening, she timed her move perfectly, waiting for the tycoon to return home. As he entered the living room, she feigned surprise and threw herself into his arms. After a moment of eye contact, she had finally taken the first step into the tycoon's field of vision. The tycoon seemed interested in the woman, not only asking if she was comfortable living there but also preparing a large red envelope as a reward for taking care of his daughter. However, before the woman could speak, the young lady excitedly ran over to spoil her father. At that moment, the young lady suddenly noticed the beautiful woman her father had brought home. Over the years, she had lost count of how many there had been, but without exception, none had lasted more than a month before being driven away by the young lady. Watching the father and daughter, one treating the woman like a piece of clothing to be toyed with, the other arrogant and domineering, the woman became even more determined in her revenge plan. She then discreetly inquired from other servants about the CEO's various interests and hobbies. Upon learning that the CEO would be swimming in the pool at 11 p.m. that night, she returned to her room and carefully removed the freckles from her face. That evening, she placed a fruit platter on the table by the pool as planned. Then, timing her move perfectly as the president emerged from the water, she deliberately slipped and fell into the water within a safe distance where the president could rescue her. As she had anticipated, the president didn't hesitate to catch her, thereby creating an opportunity for more intimate contact.